Welcome to a new vlog at Wembury Beach, which is in South Devon near the Cornish Border. Wembury is managed by the National Trust. Here you can see fantastic marine life, especially at low tide, which is when we were visiting today. It was a fishing village that became a hub for smuggling in the 18th century, and later on military took over and they trained soldiers here for World War II. We came here with our two eldest daughters, one of whom is studying in Devon at a university. We brought a picnic with us to have on the beach and it was an absolutely stunning day. We found a lovely picnic spot on the foreshore, but first I had to negotiate this stream which was flowing out. There's Wembury Church up on the hill. Here's my eldest daughter checking out the local marine wildlife. The church is Grade 1 listed and worship began here as early as Saxon times. The church was modified during Norman times and later on during the 18th century. We decided to have a little tea stop, well, my daughter said ice cream, at the Old Mill Cafe, which is situated in an old mill. And here is one of the millstones that provides the tables. I was tempted by a cream tea, but in the end I just had a cup of tea instead. It's a very special place and we will definitely be back. The whole trip inspired me to make some special cookies called Cornish Fairings. So these are the ingredients that you will need to make Cornish Fairings. There is butter, plain flour, bicarbonate of soda, baking powder, cinnamon, mixed spice, caster sugar, and of course some golden syrup. So the recipe I'm going to use today is from the River Cottage cake book, which is actually one of my favourite books for baking. So this is the book. It's the River Cottage Handbook number 8 and it's by Pam Corbin. And if you ever want a cake or a biscuit to taste like something your mother or grandmother would make, then this is the recipe book for you. There's also a recipe for Cornish Fairings in this National Trust recipe book, which I found in a charity shop a couple of months ago. Have a quick look at the recipe. But it does look very similar to the River Cottage book, but I've used the River Cottage book recipe in the past, so I'm going to stick with that one today. But yes, it is actually in this this lovely book. So the first thing we need to do is place the first 5 ingredients in the bowl. It's the flour, bicarbonate of soda, baking powder, and the spices. And add in the caster sugar. Give that a little mix together. Add in the butter. I've just melted this slightly in the microwave, or softened it rather, because it is actually quite cold at the moment. Then bring this together with a fork and then probably moving to your fingers so you get a nice fine breadcrumb. And finally, some golden syrup. There we go. Get all of that in, all that lovely deliciousness. Then, using a fork, just bring the mixture together. It should form a soft dough. Okay, so here's the dough. It is quite a dry dough, and it did take me quite a while to get it to come together, but now I need to divide it into 6. So it says roll into 6 walnut shaped cookies and then flatten with the back of a fork. So here we are, straight out of the oven, and I'm just going to transfer them to the cooling rack now. They smell absolutely delicious. Now, 6 cookies doesn't go very far when you've got 6 in your household, so I'm going to make a second batch now. Then maybe a quick taste test. Very, very good. So I had an exciting delivery in the post this week, which I thought I would share with you. It's a Spode plate that I bought online. Okay, should try and wrap this very, very carefully. I've put the candle out so the plastic doesn't catch fire, but this is a Spode plate I bought online. I don't usually buy online, but it was a very, very good price. It was only £16, which is antique Spode, I think is really good value. So these are some of my early Spode porcelain or pottery collection pieces. I don't have a huge amount, but when I see them, I do try to pick them up. I tend to avoid eBay if I can, because the prices I think are really high on eBay, but if I see them in an antique shop, then I will buy them. So not that one on the far right, but these are examples of early Spode porcelain and the Georgian era. So this is another early Spode feldspar porcelain example that will go with the ones I already have, and I think it's so beautiful. As I say, I love the colour you get with early Spode, Spode feldspar. So I'm going to give it a very gentle wash, and it'll be added to my collection. So here's the second batch of cookies out. This time I put in much less ginger and just used the mixed spice, because one of my children doesn't like biscuits that are too gingery. The oven here in the rental house always cooks the cookie at the back right more than the others. I've got no idea what the oven in France is going to be like. But anyway, so now we've got some lovely cookies for when the children get home from school. The word fairings actually comes from the past, when edible treats were sold at the country fair. Now they're mostly associated with Cornish biscuits or cookies that have a ginger flavour, and I actually prefer them to a ginger biscuit, which tends to be quite hard. These should be soft. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the baking and having a look at my new antique Spode plate. At some point I might do a short video just on the early Spode collection that I have. It's a small one, but I think it's very beautiful. And thank you very much for watching.